Hi beautiful, welcome back to my channel. First of all, excuse my hair, I just never know what to do with it. But for today's video, I am going to review and do a wear test on the Colourpop No Filter Complexion products plus the All-Star Primer. The All-Star Primer looks like this and it retails for $10 US, and this one is the Matte Plus Blur Primer, which minimizes pores and preps and smooths the skin for better looking makeup. So I'm interested to see what this primer will look like on the skin. So it comes with 25 grams of product, and I've already moisturized and applied sunscreen on my face. The consistency of the primer looks like a gel formula, like a gel cream formula. It has like a slight scent to it, like a citrusy scent. It feels like moisturizer on the skin, and I'm not sure if it really does blur my pores. So far it's great. It's drying a little bit tacky, which is a good thing because the foundation can stick to it. The next product that I have here is this No Filter foundation, and this one retails for $12. This foundation comes in 42 shades. On the website, when I look through it, the shades ranges from fair to light medium, olive, warm, and cool undertones, which is a very good array of shades. To find my shade match, I basically just use this shade match option where I type in my normal foundation and the type of foundation and then the shade that I use. So the one that it matched me is medium dark 135. Another way that you can do the foundation match is to enter your skin tone plus the undertone that you have, and then it will give you like 5 different shades that you could probably guess which shade matches you the best. So this foundation right here comes in 25 ml of product, which is a little bit less than your normal foundation. It comes in a glass bottle, and the pump has got a lock system, which is a good thing because it prevents you from leaking the foundation all over your makeup bag. On the website, this foundation has a buildable full coverage which delivers flawless looking skin from day to night. It is oil free, blends smoothly, and is customizable to create the coverage you want. It has a innovative soft blurring pigments to deliver true color while looking and feeling natural. Apply it with a large foundation brush if you want a maximum coverage, and if you want like a sheer coverage to maybe medium coverage, you can apply it with a sponge. So that's what I'm going to do. First off, I'm just going to shake this because chances are the pigment kind of separated. I only bought one, so let's hope and pray that it will match me. So this is what the foundation looks like. It has a very warm undertone and it has a very liquidy consistency. I'm just gonna put a full pump on this side of my face. I'm just gonna go and use a brush. It applies very smoothly on the skin. The coverage, it immediately gave me medium coverage, though you can still see some scarring on my face. My pores are a little bit blurred out. I'm not sure if it's a combination of the primer and the foundation, but it actually looks pretty good. The finish, I'd say, is more of a satin matte finish as opposed to it being matte. I'm just gonna go and try to cover the spots that I have. So I just use a stippling motion. It did cover the dark spots that I have. So I'd say the coverage is definitely full when you use a brush. So this is the face with the foundation. It's a little bit dark, and this is the face with no foundation. I'm going to apply it with a sponge. So this is what the first layer of the foundation looks like with a sponge. It's definitely light coverage or sheared out because the sponge kind of soaked up some of the product, but I actually prefer the finish that it gives with a sponge, it's more flawless. I like the coverage that it gives on the brush side, so I'm just gonna quickly even it out. I feel like this foundation oxidized a little bit into more of like a orange undertone. I definitely should have gotten a lighter shade, but oh well. First impression on the foundation, it looks pretty good. It's definitely full coverage. It has like a more satin matte finish. Like it's a little bit dewier on my cheek area, but on this area right here in my chin, it's fairly matte. The next product that I'm going to try is this Colourpop No Filter Concealer, which is probably one of the most raved product from Colourpop. So this concealer right here retails for $6. It comes in 30 shades and the finish is matte. Again, this one has got a lightweight feeling, gives you a full coverage. It's great for covering imperfections, blemishes, or dark circles, which I'm excited to try. I got the shade medium 22. This is what it looks like. It's definitely a little bit pink. Hopefully that can correct the tone of the foundation. It doesn't have a strong scent to it. It just, for the most part, smells like typical concealer. Hopefully this one won't oxidize, because that would be really sad. The formula is very creamy. It's applying very smoothly, and I find that I have to constantly dip the doe foot applicator on the tube because it doesn't pick up a lot of product, but for the most part it's pretty good. It's definitely pink though. It's blending out pretty good, and oh my god, it's very full coverage. I might have overdid it and put a little bit much. But then again, because our foundation is a little bit dark, a little definitely goes a very long way. And I kind of underestimated that. But look how bright my skin looks. Okay, so this concealer dries a little bit too quickly, so your blending time, you don't get a lot. Like it's starting to settle in here, so you have to work one eye at a time. So it covered my dark circles for sure. It's looking a little bit cakey though, and it settled in my fine lines. I don't know, probably it's because of the fact that I let it sit for a bit, but then like my fine lines are very emphasized. We are going to try out the No Filter Loose Powder. This one retails for $9 US and it comes with 8.5 grams of product. It looks like a travel size. I'm actually kind of disappointed because I was expecting it to look a lot bigger, but it's pretty dinky. So this one comes in 3 shades. It comes with translucent, banana, and translucent deep. I got the translucent. And on the website, this one describes as a finely milled powder that gives you a blurring effect and a soft matte finish. And it will not give you any flashback at all. And it says that it's good in any lighting. It doesn't feel heavy or look cakey. So we'll see about that. I typically don't bake around my under eye area. This translucent powder is totally not translucent at all. It kind of looks beigey for the most part. But what I normally do is just pack this on my under eye. It definitely gave my skin a somewhat soft matte finish. Like it got rid of the shine around my face. But I don't like how ashy it looks on my skin at all. And oh my god, that foundation has oxidized so much. As you can see, this is my natural color and now it's looking so orange. It's a little bit of a fail for me at the moment, but I feel like I would probably like this translucent powder if mixed in with my other foundations. But if you guys can see, the foundation definitely oxidized as well as the concealer. So it turned into more like a gray pink. and this one is definitely orange, which you can see. So what I'm going to do is to fix this mess, put on my bronzer and my highlight, and then I'll come back with you to share with you guys my initial thoughts, and then we'll move on to the wear test. Here is what the foundation and the concealer, primer, powder looks like. I had to go in with another translucent powder just to correct the tone of the foundation, because as I am wearing it right now, my face is looking so orange. I'm not sure if it is just the monitor, but then if I look in the mirror, it's actually not as bad. So the time right now is 11:15 a.m. Mind you, the primer didn't say that it will actually help with the longevity of the foundation, so we'll just keep that in mind. It just promises you to mattify and blur the pores. So my pores are actually fairly blurred. Can't say that word. So my pores are relatively blurred. I think it's a mixture of the foundation and the powder, because they're all claiming to have like that soft focus effect. My forehead is definitely matte. Everywhere else around my cheek is matte. And coverage wise, they're there. So I will check back with you guys probably midday, or if not at the end of the day, to see how everything else wears. Hi beautiful, the time right now is 3:57 p.m., which means I have been wearing this foundation for almost 5 hours, and I am so sorry for my hair today. It's a little bit windy outside and I just got home from town. So looking at my skin, and if you can see in the viewfinder, my T-zone area is very shiny, and then you can see the sheen on this area right here and on my chin, but for the most part the coverage is still there. My chin area looks a little bit cakey, as well as the nose area where the foundation kind of gathered a little bit, but everywhere else is fine. I am going to blot my face with the beauty blender first. So I blotted this side of my face. It looks pretty good, like the oil is gone and it looks like I just applied the foundation. For concealer, my eyes are so creasy. Underneath the eyes, it's very creasy, so I feel like that kind of concealer, since it's a little bit too creamy, I need to set it straight away and I need to apply just a tiny bit, really work it into my under eyes, as opposed to just putting a whole bunch of product and then letting it sit for a bit. I feel like that's the reason why it caked up. Maybe a little bit of fixing spray will help, because now that I've blotted, I could see that this area right here, like this area right here, is pretty much very cakey. And there's like patches on my hair. I will check back with you guys at the end of the night to share with you my final thoughts on this complexion products from Colourpop. Hi beautiful, I'm back. The time right now is 8:37 p.m. and I've worn this foundation for about 9 hours and a half, and the last time I blotted was around 5 hours, and my face is officially very oily. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't feel very heavy on my skin, which is quite nice. The color is still a little bit too dark because of my oils. Like the product really caked up around this area right here and around my chin area. My blush is still there, but I'm very greasy right now. So for about 10 hours of wear, I could definitely get away with wearing this foundation. The only problem that I have is that the concealer really made my under eye wrinkly. It emphasized all my fine lines, but the coverage is actually not that bad. The powder did a great job on setting my under eyes. My nose foundation is completely gone, just on the tip right here. So the foundation broke apart around this area. And mind you, today I walked under the sun and I also cooked dinner, so it must have been the heat. So I will blot this side. So blotting it, it looks alright, though I honestly cannot salvage the fact that my nose area is definitely completely gone. My overall thoughts, I definitely liked the primer. I've noticed that my pores are completely blurred out on this area right here. Even my acne scarring that are kind of pitted was totally covered. The concealer I would probably use again, but I will probably use it sparingly, not put a lot underneath the eye. It's nothing really special. Like, I still love my Maybelline Age Rewind as opposed to this, and my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, but for a very affordable concealer, this is pretty decent. The foundation, it's not a bad foundation. It's definitely not my favorite, but for 10 hours of wear, it works fine for oily skin, though it's not a very long-lasting foundation. And for the translucent powder, I actually quite like it. The only complaint that I have is the size, because it's fairly small, but I really like how it set my under eyes and my T-zone area. It definitely lived up to its claim that it is finely milled and it blurs the pores. So all in all, the Colourpop foundation, concealer, primer, and powder are a great alternative if you are after a very affordable face product. I would probably skip on the concealer and foundation and maybe purchase the primer and the translucent powder. I hope you guys enjoyed this first impression slash wear test on the Colourpop face products. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye!